Hello guys, my name is Kaimana Kane, and today I'm going to be giving you a book review on what is the Declaration of Independence. So the Declaration of Independence was, well, you guys probably heard of it before, but it's basically like a rebellion from the British colonists, the British people. It's just like a rebellion. The Declaration of Independence stated like the Americas, or the United States of America's birth, or like freedom. The Declaration of Independence stated many different things. Like, there was like 100 different changes to the one that Thomas Jefferson wrote, and all the other colonists, all the other people that made small and major changes to the Declaration of Independence. So there was things that stated that American people had the right of freedom. It also stated that slavery was not tolerated here, and different things like that. So it announced that the 13 colonies were splitting from Great Britain. So, Great Britain, before the Declaration of Independence, British was actually took over America, but it wasn't called America yet because the Declaration of Independence and America hadn't been born yet. So it did many different things, and the Americans really didn't like the British people. So what they did was, it goes along with all the other history books aside from the first Thanksgiving. So it did different things, like people did the Boston Tea Party, which it wasn't a tea party, it was just like a rebellion or a tea act, which cost Great Britain around $2 million in today's money. They also did the Stamp Act, which they bought a bunch of stamps, piled them up, and lit them to flames. There was also I forget, but there was another act that got stated in the what was the Boston Tea Party. So the Declaration of Independence stated many different things. Thomas Jefferson was the one who wrote it. So the signers of the Declaration risked being put to death as traitors. So, because once they were pro-Britain, but now they were traitors. I won't say, they were kind of traitors, but they were just doing what they thought was right, like rebelling from Great Britain, and what was probably right, because Great Britain had the Americans really bad. It was almost, they treated them differently, almost kind of racism, because they were really mean. There were British soldiers walking the streets every day, so people had to be controlled by them, and it was just really bad. So the Declaration of Independence stated many different things, which are the laws in the United States of America. It didn't state traffic laws, you can't go during a red light, or you gotta go during a green light, but it stated many different things, for example, racism, for example, freedom, and different things like that. So on the back here, there are many different signers from the Declaration of Independence. Here were the signers. There are many people from Connecticut, Massachusetts, Delaware, New Hampshire, Georgia, New Jersey, Maryland, New York, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Virginia, South Carolina, and Rhode Island. So there were, and there were different things. It didn't state everything from there, but they included something that really got my head to think. Who thought of the name United States of America? Thomas Jefferson originally thought of the 13 United States of America, but who shortened it to the United States of America only? And some say that it was just a farmer who sent a letter, but others say it's different, that the colonists, while they were making the Declaration of Independence, changed it. But to this date, no one actually knows who made the United States of America, but if you ask me, it's a pretty good name. So, the Declaration of Independence, there are 200 copies, and there was one really really clean one, and a bunch of colonists, people who were once British soldiers who rebelled against Great Britain. They actually read the Declaration of Independence out loud, and every time someone read one, everyone would start giving them a round of applause because they were reading it on a stage. And I mean, it's America's freedom, and if you ask me, America's a great country. So yeah, it was just interesting how it said that. I actually never thought of that. Who thought of the name of the United States of America? There was different freedom acts. This is, I think this is like one of the greatest papers in all of humanity. Aside from the Bible, I mean, I'm Christian, so I believe in the Bible, I believe in Christianity, but enough of that. I think aside from it, it's one of the greatest papers, or whatever you call it, ever written. And I also love the handwriting. Like, it's so old, but it's also really cool. That's what I think. So, I'm gonna read it. The Declaration of Independence is one of the most important political documents ever written in all of human history. It inspired people around the world to demand their freedom in the 240 years since it was written. After it was signed in 1776, the original Declaration of Independence was moved many times to different locations. Since 1952, it has been kept at the National Archives building. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. It was kept at the National Archives building in Washington, D.C., where tourists may see it. The document is very faded and has suffered a lot of damage over the years. Even so, you can still read some of the names of the people who signed the Declaration, especially John Hancock's large signature. Independence Hall in Philadelphia, where the Declaration was signed, is a National Park Service with a site that you can visit. You can sit in the assembly room and imagine what it was like when the founders of our country argued over what the new United States would be like. Unfortunately, the house where Thomas Jefferson rented a room and wrote the Declaration of Independence was torn down in 1883. However, based on photos taken in the late 1800s, National Park Services was able to recreate the building and room in 1975. It is open to visitors. A key to Jefferson's desk is one of the few original items there. Who knows, maybe Jefferson used the key to lock up his drafts of the original Declaration. If so, it's one of the most important keys in U.S. history. So I just learned a lot from there. The Declaration of Independence has many laws. George Washington, he's also an important part of America's history, fighting the Battle of Concord and Lexington. So I think this book is really cool. I'm getting more into the history since over the 4 books I've pastly read of the Declaration of Independence, not the first Thanksgiving, but the Boston Tea Party, and who was George Washington. So I really enjoy these books, and I hope you like my book review. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Shaka out of here.